Recorded Books and RB Digital present Two to Conquer by Marion Zimmer Bradley. Narrated by Max Bellmore. Prologue. The Alien. Paul Harrell woke, blurred and semi-conscious, with a sense of having survived nightmares for a long time. Every muscle in his body ached like a separate toothache, and his head felt as if he had a truly monumental hangover. Blurred memories, vague, a man with his face, his own voice asking, "Who the hell are you? You're not the devil by any chance." Not that he believed in the devil, or hell, or any of those things invented to try to force men to do what other people thought they should do, instead of what they wanted to do. He moved his head, and the pain in it made him wince. Phew, I really must have tied one on last night. He stretched, trying to turn over, and found that he was lying, his legs flung out at ease, comfortably stretched out. That brought him wide awake in shock. He could move, stretch. He wasn't in the stasis box. Had it all been a nightmare, then? The flight from the Alpha Police, the rebellion he had led in the colony, the final confrontation, with his men shot down around him, the capture and the trial, and finally the horror of the stasis box closing around him forever. Forever. That had been his last thought. Forever. Painless, of course. Even pleasant, like going to sleep when you were completely exhausted. But he had struggled and fought for that last instant of consciousness, knowing that it would be the last. He would never waken. Humane governments had abolished the death penalty long ago. Too often, new evidence, a few years after the prisoner was executed, had proved him innocent. Death made the mistake irrevocable and embarrassed the whole judicial system. The stasis box kept the prisoner safely removed from society, but he could always be reprieved and recalled to life. And no prisons, no traumatic memories of association with hardened criminals, no prison riots, no need for counseling, recreation, rehabilitation. Just stick them away in a stasis box and let them age there naturally and finally die unconscious, lifeless. Unless they were proved innocent. Then you could take them out. But, Paul Harrell thought, they couldn't prove him innocent. He was guilty as hell, and furthermore he'd admitted it, and tried as hard as he could to be shot down before capture. What was more, he made sure he took about 10 of the damn cops with him, so they couldn't legally grant him the option of rehab. The rest of his men, the ones they didn't shoot down, went meekly down to rehabilitation like so many sheep, to be made over into the conformist nothings which are all they want in this stupid world. Pussycats, gutless wonders. And right up to the end he could see that the judge and all his legal advisers were hoping he'd break down and beg for executive clemency, a chance for rehab, so they could tinker with his brain, with drugs and re-education and brainwashing, so they could make him over into a nobody, to march along in lockstep, just like everybody else, through what they call life. But not me, thanks. I wouldn't play their damned game. When I finished my run, I was ready to go, and I went. And it had been a good life while it lasted, he thought. He'd made a hash of their stupid laws, because for years they couldn't even imagine that anyone would break laws except through accident or ignorance. He'd had all the women he wanted, and all the high living. Especially women. He didn't play the stupid games women tried to make men play. He was a man, and if they wanted a man instead of a sheep, they learned right away that Paul Harrell didn't play by their conformist, ballless rules. That damned woman who let the police down on me. Her mother had probably taught her that you had to make noises about rape, unless the man got down on his knees and pretended to be a capon, a gutless wonder who'd let a woman lead him around by the nose and never touch her unless she said she wanted it. Hell, he knew better than that. That was what women wanted, and they loved it. When you gave it to them and didn't take no for an answer. Well, she found out. He didn't play their games, even with the stasis box hanging over him. She probably thought he'd go and whine for a chance at rehab, and they'd make him over into a pussycat she could lead around by the balls. Well, the hell with her. She'll wake up nights all the rest of her life, remembering that for once she had a real man. And when he had gotten this far in his memories,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?